before you can be a universal architect.
Universal justice. Balance scale, divine righteous judgment. Not be the black man time. Fuck if you trust this, you gonna feel the positive vibe. Oh, we gon' bust quick. How do you filthy as lies? Young black people need to learn who you are and understand why you're light skin, brown and dark. And always know where the sun get the heat to stay hot. Stand firm in your square and you never will stop. Rock out with your cock out and never drop out. You be the masters of subconscious ultra builder, no doubt. You build a planet real fast, ultra smooth with no sound. You build a planet real fast, ultra smooth with no sound.
Sun's in sight, katana swore be my call. I fast to meditate upon planets like we're all. Assimilate your fate along the brigade.
You cannot go around here through me to get to my father law, but he and I are one the same. Now you see what must be done before you can be a universal architect.
Universal justice. Balance scale, divine righteous judgment. Not be the black man time. Fuck if you trust this, you gonna feel the positive vibe. Oh, we gon' bust quick. How do you filthy as lies? Young black people need to learn who you are and understand why you're light skin, brown and dark. And always know where the sun get the heat to stay hot. Stand firm in your square and you never will stop. Rock out with your cock out and never drop out. You be the masters of subconscious ultra builder, no doubt. You build a planet real fast, ultra smooth with no sound. You build a planet real fast, ultra smooth with no sound.
Sun's in sight, katana swore be my call. I fast to meditate upon planets like we're all. Assimilate your fate along the brigade.
You cannot go around here through me to get to my father law, but he and I are one the same. Now you see what must be done before you can be a universal architect.
Universal justice. Balance scale, divine righteous judgment. Not be the black man time. Fuck if you trust this, you gonna feel the positive vibe. Oh, we gon' bust quick. How do you filthy as lies? Young black people need to learn who you are and understand why you're light skin, brown and dark. And always know where the sun get the heat to stay hot. Stand firm in your square and you never will stop. Rock out with.
Peace. Peace to the gods. Yo, we back up in here, man.
They got our history on this.
Yeah. I had to say, yo, let me get the guys. The guys going. They going through. Yo, we gonna go through it, God. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the gods. Yo, we back up in here. Peace to the gods. Peace. Yo, we back up in here, man. Y'all let us know if the sound is sounding weird, man. We coming in clear now. Peace there, be void. Yo, peace, everybody. Yo, peace, everybody on Instagram. We back up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the gods. Peace, man. I appreciate you, God. We all is one, man. You appreciate me. I'm here for you, man. So, yo, peace to everybody, man. It's the 5% Connection. We back in here talking about how to renew your history and the science of the 25,000-year cycle, man. We was just kind of going through it a little bit. But the stream was acting up. The sound was going a little wild, man. But so we had to kind of close it, hop back in, make sure the sound was good, man. So, yo, peace wise magnetic. I'm all good, God. I'm doing great, man. Actually, man. So, we just gonna pop it back off brand new, man. Just like we getting fresh. So for anybody who just hopped in the stream, my name is Minister Freedom Allah, man. I'm a 5%er. I'm from out here in the great city of DMECCA, man, and I'm one of your hosts, man. And I'm here to kick it all the way live, man, and build, man. I got my brother with me, one of my co-hosts, the great IC Allah. I'm gonna bring him to the stage. Get a God a hand clap.
Peace to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back. You know what I'm saying? We about to get it in once again. You know how we do.
Peace to the God. Peace to the. Hold on. One more time, God. I don't think they couldn't hear you. One more time.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying peace to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back. We about to continue to get it in. You know, I hope y'all still got them questions, you know, for y'all that was here right before we checked out. You know.
Yeah, true indeed, God. Come on, God.
I hope that y'all heard the last thing I was striving to get across, the last point I was striving to get across. If not, you know, we try to go back over it and whatnot.
Word. Come on up, God.
Okay, peace. If y'all didn't tune in, brother Master Love Allah, you know what I'm saying? DMECCA, you know what I'm saying? Here with my bros. Yo, I'm just here to build, add on, you know what I'm saying? Get some clarity amongst the melanated family of the planet Earth. Peace.
Peace to the God.
Peace.
Peace to the God. Absolutely. Yeah. So, yo, we up in here live and direct, man. We ready to build. So, yo, you know, we talking about, you know, how to renew your history. You know, for anybody who don't know, man, for those that do know, for those that's in tune, today's mathematics, man, is knowledge, build, destroy. You know what I mean? And you know, when you know how to build and destroy, that is the unknowing how to add on, how to do something, how to build, how to use your knowledge, and how to use what you have to give somebody else something, or to teach somebody something, or to come into a place and be productive, man. So, for anybody who don't know, man, if this is your first time on this platform, what our purpose is to be, almost like a lighthouse, man. To be a place where the people who in these social media spaces, whether you tuning in with us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, you can connect with the gods and the earths. You can build and hear us dialogue about our way of life and our teachings. Right from the horse's mouth, man.
It's a beacon
you know?
of light in the midst
Absolutely.
of darkness.
Peace, God. I like
Peace,
that. I like that. Be that, like the God said, be that beacon of light. And then be a place that people who are interested in our culture can connect with us. And then we can then connect them to the gods and earths in that physical place and in that physical location, man, wherever that they at. So that's our goal, that's our job, that's our mission, man. That's the duty that we here to do, man. As well as, have a space that, the gods and the earths can have their own beautiful, powerful, and insightful dialogue and conversation. God, got anything y'all want to add on that in terms of today's mathematics and what I was just going through?
Well, when we have the knowledge to build on things, then that way we automatically destroy. Then that way you can destroy the falsehood of that subject. That's knowledge build. That's having the. Cause see, when you have the knowledge, that means you have drawn things up, or you have looked, listened, observed, maybe taste, smell. Everything that accompanies the realm of knowledge. Now, do you have that to bring that to the build? Because when you building, you automatically destroying what? Ignorance. The point of building is to build positivity and destroy what? The negativity. So for those, again, that may be streaming with us, that may not understand our language, we're building positive and we're destroying negative, but at the same time, we're building on truth and we're destroying the falsehood in what we think may be. At least we're trying to discuss these things. That's all I want to add on, God. I don't want to build too much on it.
Peace, God. I see.
Peace. Yeah, today's mathematics being built and destroyed. Just to keep it simple, is knowing how to add on, or knowing when to add on, and knowing how to subtract, and knowing when to subtract. Because when you look at it, you got knowledge, build, and destroy. Knowledge is the one. Then you have build and destroy, which is 8. 8 is 2 ciphers. Each one of these ciphers represent 2 different things. One is a higher, one is a lower. The higher is the addition. When you add on, that's always the best part. That's why that's on top. That represents addition. Higher addition is multiplication. So when you even multiplying what you adding on, that's even better, because you making it exponential. You know what I mean? The lower end of it, that's separation. That's a subtraction. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it's necessary, and even further subtraction is division. You understand what I'm saying? And division is necessary sometimes, but on the most part, it's on the lower part. Now that's what you done built. Now you want to divide amongst the ones that help, you build it or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? However, this is the 2 polarities. Everything got 2 polarities. Everything comes with 2 different ways, 2 different sides. That's why you got knowledge, and then after knowledge you got wisdom, because you understand the polarity of things, and that's the build or destroy that represents itself in all acts of nature. You know, and you're gonna either take the knowledge and you're gonna use it for a positive higher end, which means you're gonna be building and adding on with it, or you're gonna take the knowledge and you're gonna use it for a lower end, which means you're gonna be subtracting and dividing with it. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. You know, God's add on, you know, devil subtract. You know, God's multiply, devil divide. You know, peace.
Peace, God. Woo. Man, I hope y'all had the notes out for that one. Man, I hope y'all had the notes out for that one. So yeah, I just had to get that. Peace, God, peace. So on Instagram, they said the question we got on Instagram is, how do I connect with someone in my area to learn what the nation is about? What you could do, man, you can go to the 5percentconnection.com, right? Hit the link, say yo, where it says ready to learn. You know, you're gonna shoot it, put in your email address, phone number, your name and city, man, and we're gonna work to get you connected. Usually take us anywhere from like a week and a half, man, depending on where you at, and we'll get you connected to the gods and the earth, man. That's definitely what we're here for. That's what it's about. Thank you for tuning in to this live, man. We happy that you could be in the right place at the right time so we can get our job done, right? So yeah, God, definitely, man. Like you said, man, we here to add on. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, it's something that's a continuous, non-stop process. Continuous, non-stop growth process of adding on, destroying things that's unworthy, and we can get and that's not of substance for who we are, to then making it right and exact, man. You know, and as well as when you understand that, man, God, you able to build wherever. You able to add on at no limit of time, at any time, any place, anywhere.
No doubt.
You know, and get it in, God. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a beautiful thing, God. Master Love, got anything you wanted to add on to that? To what the God was just going through?
Not necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Just build on self. Study self. If you don't have nothing else to study yourself. Because self is the savior. You know? That's tomorrow. So a lot of people going to be watching this tomorrow. You know, so I'm going to say this. Study yourself.
Yeah.
You know, that's the knowledge of the build. Like the guy said, the positive, the negative, the in, the out, the obverse. Study yourself. The knowledge of the build is yourself. I. 1 + 8 is 9. The ninth letter of the alphabet, for those that are new to this, is I. So we dealing with I. I is you. So what do you have to do to build for yourself? What do you have to build and destroy for I? Destroy the shit that is not positive for I within you.
Right.
I guess I got to build on that. Yeah,
No. Well, you know, and we can keep going into it, but I do want to make sure that we get back on our topic. You know
Indeed.
what I'm saying?
Peace.
I don't want to get too
Right.
far away from where we was at before we got
That's
disconnected on the live. You know what I'm saying? How do you renew your history? You know what I'm saying? Who wrote the Holy Quran or Bible? How long ago? Will you tell us why does Islam renew its history every 25,000 years? Answer: the Holy Quran or Bible is written by the original man who is Allah, the supreme being, black man in Asia. The Holy Quran will expire in the year 9,180 years from the date of this writing. The nation of Islam is all wise and does everything right and exact. The planet Earth, which is the home of Islam, is approximately 25,000 miles in circumference. So the wise man in the East, black man, makes his history of Quran to equal his home circumference, a year to every mile. Thus, every time this history lasts 25,000 years, he renews it for another 25,000 years. So, it was asked a little bit earlier, how do we calculate the 25,000 year cycle? You know, I think in the lessons gave us the answer in a simple form, a year to every mile. However, I think it's a couple ways that we can calculate it and a couple ways that we can begin to understand how to record time on a grand scale. You know what I mean? Because like the God said, that's like what IC was going through. was that you know, on we have to understand the Gregorian calendar, at least from my perspective, the European didn't understand how to grasp time in the grand scale the same way that the original man did, right? To where we see people like the Dogon, we see the people of Kemet, we see the people of the ancient Indian civilization, the Hindu civilizations. We see all these different civilizations all interpreting the world and interpreting time based off of a universal clock, based off of the way that because we know that one, the earth is round, right? Based off of where you are in your position of the earth, you're going to see a different set of stars, right? At a certain time in the year, right? You know what I'm saying? So because we know that the earth is spinning and because this is happening, the earth is moving on what's called a precession around the sun, right? So let me, and this is what I was gonna go to, and guys, y'all can see this. I was gonna pull this this image up. Oh man, you know we kicking it all the way live, man. What? You know I don't care nothing about no flurbs over this way.
I knew it was
no
coming.
Flat earth, but we got to. That niggas clowns, man.
I knew.
Them boys clowns, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So yeah, we on their ass, man. We ain't stunning them boys. You know, so the first image I wanted to show. Well, this probably need to be the second one, cause I know this is the one that you kind of wanted to go through. I see.
For me?
Well, y'all was touching on it. Y'all was touching on it a little earlier, right? So we know that for one, the planet Earth goes through what we know the 4 basic seasons, right? There's 4 basic seasons, the 4 equinoxes, right? So we got the summer, we got spring, we got fall, we got autumn. All of these seasons are based off of the Earth's position and the Earth's axis in relative of the sun, right? Now, what we know is that you have just like the planet Earth has seasons, and just like the planet Earth has a cycle that it goes in, you also have a larger cycle around the sun, right? What would be the common name of that cycle, God? What would you say, Master Love? What would, people call the common name of that cycle, of that measurement of time?
That's a good question, God. I'm gonna give the best answer for me, which I don't know. I'm gonna give the best answer for me as far as a name is concerned, a title. I don't know the actual name for it. I'm gonna say I don't know on that sense. I do know as far as we are concerned, dealing with self and the cycle of the moon, we are Allah. As far as we are concerned, arm, leg, arm, head, which is separated by 72 degrees at each point. Head to arm, arm to leg, leg to leg,
like
leg
that.
to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So forth and so forth.
Well, we go in the same place, because what I was going to say, the common name of this measurement of time would be the zodiac. Right?
Okay, peace.
Would you say that?
Okay.
Would you say? Meaning that a common name for the measurement of universal sound, God.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Don't think that
Go,
would
of
be
universal time. Go ahead.
I don't. That would be the name of the houses that the sun goes through to give you the time. But I think that the name of that time cycle would be called the precession of the equinox, commonly, or
No question.
a great year.
But now, didn't the original calendars, especially when you deal with the Roman calendars, they all based off of a solar calendar, which they derived the zodiac from.
Yes.
So that's why I was just going to the point to where essentially the zodiac is just a calendar.
Yes.
It's a measurement of time.
Yes,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Based off of that. So, And that's the point that I was going to, is that, you know, a zodiac, we know that what's commonly called a great year.
Well, actually,
Go ahead.
Even the common year is, you know, 365 days.
Mm.
You know, going through the calendar.
And I would say,
That gives
I
you
would-
one calendar.
Right. Go ahead, God.
I would say this, guy. The thing I would, like, again, how do we place ourselves in these things?
Okay,
And,
God.
Okay.
and not asking
Okay.
the question, I just would say, for anyone, how, you know, one should ask themselves, how do we place ourselves in these things?
Can I answer?
Go ahead,
Can I
God.
give an
Absolutely.
answer? Can I give
Absolutely.
a answer?
Absolutely.
You know, because this is not the answer.
Absolutely.
You know, this is an answer. So, one way I see that, God, is that the original man can write his history in advance. In our teachings, it says that we have what we call the 23 sciences, and these 23 sciences were able to look down the wheel of time and look at the ways and actions of the people and be able to determine things that was going to happen in advance by looking at the conditions and the times of the people and environment going on around them. You know, today, you know, we call this sociology.
Mm.
You understand? Social science. And this is what the original man was able to do by just looking at the characteristics of the people and the environment and, you know, at the time to figure out what was going on and write the history in advance. Now, what we do as a nation of the nation of gods on earth, the 5%ers, when we approach each other every day, we say, what's today's mathematics? And one way that I was taught, and one thing that I understand, one of the purposes is when you get up every day and you're striving to make sure that you're in tune with your supreme mathematics and your mathematics of every day, what it is you get up, you acknowledge what today's mathematics is, and you think to yourself, how am I going to live this out? How am I going to make this walk and talk? Or what it is that I have to do today and how this is manifesting in my day, or how I'm going to manifest it in my day, or how I'm going to make sure that this is the focus and the prime focus of my day. So this is writing your history every day. And what are you using to write your history every day? You're using the day's mathematics. And you get the day's mathematics based off of the science that we're dealing with of the sun, moon, and stars, and knowing where you are in relation to them, and being able to dictate what day, year, month, you know, and even the place that you're at. You know, so this is how we use this every day, and we make it tangible, especially in our nation, because we have a tradition to make sure every day that you're in tune with today's mathematics. You understand? So.
Cool. Peace, God.
I mean, and that,
Come on.
and not to downplay, God, to add on, not to downplay the alphabet, because now you just made me think. The alphabet.
God, you deal with the
Okay,
alphabet,
we
you
did.
deal with the lesson.
Yeah, absolutely. We apply the mathematics to everything.
No doubt.
We apply the mathematics to everything. Let's not get that confused about what I'm about to say. But when we think about the alphabet and the 26 degrees that we have in our alphabet, okay, it's almost an approximate of 25, correct? Mm-hmm. So if we live out these alphabets while we're applying the mathematics to the alphabet, that coincide with the 25,000 years based on the knowledge degree in the 1 to 40. Would you agree? Because if we, God, a day to Allah is 1,000 years, God. So if we trying to apply these things every day, if we doing the mathematics every day, if we waking up every day doing today's mathematics, that means every 25 days, we should be able to improve ourselves.
God, I'm with you on that.
Give and take 26. You see what I'm saying?
Let me give you this.
Peace,
though,
God. Peace.
24 is approximately 25 too, right?
Peace, God.
It's 24
Absolutely.
hours in the day. That's why we say, what's today's mathematics? God, we improve
Absolutely.
yourself every day.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
God? Every
God.
day
Yes,
we
sir.
improve ourselves.
Yes,
every
sir.
24 hours. Not 25 days. 24 hours. You know, that's not knocking what you're saying. That's just to even show you that, you know what I'm saying,
no
the,
doubt, God.
the process of improvement is even more continuous. You know what I'm saying? And more intense. You understand?
And I'm going to be petty with it. Just the word approximate is how we coming together on this.
No doubt.
Because it's approximate, you
Not
know,
being petty.
I mean, just, you know, just dealing with simple math,
Been approximate.
you know, simple mathematics, rounding up. You know what I'm saying? Rounding up, rounding down or rounding up, you give an approximate. You feel me? So yes, God, peace. I don't want to, peace, God. Peace.
No doubt, God. Yo, I do got a few questions that I was gonna read off the gram. With us. So, can y'all break down the letter R in Supreme alphabets? Okay. All right. Anybody from the panel want to take that one? I see, Master Love.
He said the alphabet.
Letter R.
Rule, ruler. Rule, ruler. And I'm saying rule, ruler, not rule or ruler. Rule, ruler. It's certain rules to life. Okay? The ruler, in a operative sense, a ruler is what? It's a tool for measuring things. From one point. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guy.
You good? I'm just telling you.
Okay. I just didn't want to. Okay. A ruler in the operative sense means you have a ruler to measure lines from one point to another. Okay. You know, when you know the rules are the mathematics. Mathematics rule over everything that we do, know, speak, touch, taste, hear, smell, everything. Everything has a mathematical build-up and a mathematical breakdown. So those are the what? The rules. So the ruler is you. And you are the what? The measuring tool. So you have to, when you look at things in the operative sense to bring it to a physical, you have to also look at things in what they call an esoteric or a different way or a mental way to look at it. Okay, esoteric and what's the other word I'm looking for? Help me out. Esoteric and peace. So these are the things that you have to look at. So the rule or ruler has the knowledge to build and destroy on these things. 1 + 8 = 9. 9 is born. So when you have the knowledge to build on certain things, that makes you the ruler. You can make things what? Born.
True indeed. Bill, God.
Peace, God. I'm sorry. I don't
Like
want
that. Nah, God, you was building.
Yeah, I'm good.
We'll make it the master love.
God was Nah, you building. Bill. Ain't nobody gonna cut your wisdom and shit, now. No, come on, I see what you about to say. You was about to add on?
He done said it all. You know, but that's the whole science. You know, and that was just a very good way to break it down, because you have to break it down and you have to sit back and take a look at seeing what's being said. You know, knowing how to build, because that's today's mathematics. And knowing how to build, this causes an individual to have to, if you actually know how to build, that means you studied.
Peace, God.
You studied how to operate and how to construct in this particular fashion, whatever knowledge it is you chose to undertake as a study. And then you applied it, so you started building. And once you started building, there was a certain rule that you had to go up under in order to construct this thing. In order to start constructing this thing, there was a rule you had to go under, you know. And that's just like when he made the correlation to, let's say, I'm gonna use the word a king inside of a kingdom. If he's a ruler, which the God used as a correlation as, so he's the standard of measurement. He is what individuals look up to as this is what you can be, you want to be. This is the standard. You know, this is why, like, you know, presidents go under such scrutiny when they have, you know, things that they when they have moral violations. You know, because you represent something bigger than just yourself. You're a ruler, and you are a certain standard. You are the standard of the society, and that means that you studied a certain rule. You don't just get to do what you want to do. You go by the rule. You go by the standard, and you make sure that you live up to that, and that makes you a good ruler. And that is the individual that knows how to build.
Peace, God.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right in his heart.
And, you know, knowing how to build, the ones that's going to know how to do that is the ones that truly have the desire in their minds and hearts to better themselves and learn. You know, because you don't get no kudos to do what we do in regards to studying and educating yourself. It's all for the benefit of yourself, to better yourself, to become a better version of yourself. You know, that's the purpose of it. That's the payoff in the end.
Like they say, facts.
Facts.
That's knowing how to build.
Facts.
Praise God.
Woo. So, in God, did you have anything that you wanted to go through? I only say that. Can you add on to the point in the science about the 25,000 year history, God, and some insight into how the original man has dealt with that in ways that you could say, just in terms of what we was talking about, calculating, God, if you don't mind going into the great year, just whatever way you want to go into it, and then Master Love, I throw it at you too.
Well, okay. What I'll do is I'll give a little of my own personal history of how I, when I was starting to, you know, get into the knowledge of self. It's kind of also what stopped me from becoming a registered Muslim. You know, I was in my early days. I was reading a lot of Elijah Muhammad and a lot of Farrakhan books and whatnot. And one of the books that caught my attention, you know, to this day, I feel like it was one of the most profound works of the messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And name of that book is, and actually it wasn't a book, it was a series of lectures that later on one of his ministers had made into a book called The Theology of Time. And The Theology of Time, me reading that book, I end up being caught up on him referring to the Asiatic calendar. And his references to the Asiatic calendar, I realized that, you know, he had a date. You know, 15,000 this, 15,000 that, or whatever. And he would make reference to the Asiatic calendar. And this was, you know, maybe I was not even halfway through the book. And me being inquisitive like I was, you know, I was taking the book bit by bit. It wasn't something I was just sitting down and just reading. I just breezed through it. You know, I was actually studying it, trying to, you know, get the best part of it. And there was this store, this bookstore that I would frequent over on the west side of Detroit on 7 Mile called the Lighthouse. And I used to go to this bookstore frequently, and a lot of Muslim brothers used to be, because it was a Muslim-owned bookstore, and a lot of Muslim brothers used to be in the store. They used to be debating and whatnot, you know, having their coffee or whatnot, early mornings or whatever. And I went in there, and I had to question, through reading the Theology of Time, I developed a question in my mind is, in the book, Elijah said that time is the measurement from one point to another. Time is the measurement from one point to another. So if I move my hand from this point to this point, that which is in between is the time. Okay, so I took that in, and so I asked myself, well, what are you using, me asking myself, this me talking to the messenger, what are you using as a point of reference to determine what year we are in the Asiatic calendar? This was the question that I conjured up in my mind through studying this. I thought it was a pretty rational question. Because you keep giving me this year, and I want to know, what is this year based off of? What are we dealing with? So I went to the mosque, and I got to asking some of the brothers that was around. I mean, not the mosque. I went to the bookstore, the Lighthouse, and I got to asking the brothers, you know, that was around, debating and whatnot. I asked them this question. And for the ones that couldn't answer, or didn't answer, they didn't say anything. One brother got up and he said, you know, brother, in order for you to get the answer to that question, you would have to be a registered Muslim in the mosque. Ouch. That right there instantly rubbed me the wrong way, because at that particular time, remember, I was studying the teachers. So I knew what a 10%er was. I knew what a Muslim son was. I knew what a Mason was.
Damn.
I knew the difference between the concealer and the revealer. So when that brother told me that, it just put a bad, you know, taste in my mouth.
That's
the whole
some shit.
movement. And I'm like, yo, if that's what it is, you know, I'm not with it. Now, unbeknownst to me, had I known at that moment, all I really had to do was sit back, be patient, and keep doing the knowledge. Because as I kept reading the book, Elijah explained it.
He explained it, yeah, peace God.
You know, he explained it. And later on, all I did was come to an understanding that. And a few individuals in the mosque later on in my later years, that all they said was, all that meant was them brothers didn't know the answer.
Peace God.
Because that's not the truth. You don't have to become a registered Muslim to get no information like that. Them brothers just didn't know what the hell that I was talking about. They didn't think of that themselves. I'm sure that they went and looked that up after I asked that question.
You blew the whole squad back with that one, G.
You know, they probably didn't even want to discuss it amongst themselves until I left.
I'm telling you. I was just sitting here thinking about, I just was sitting here imagine meeting a young brother that don't know, that ain't in the circle or may not be in the mosque. Somebody that's just off the street that's just studying it, coming in with a high powered ass question. Like, yo, where you come from? Oh, Sister Shamika, yo, peace, sis. The guy was talking about the theology of time. He was talking about the theology of time. To the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was talking about the theology of time. And then I think somebody on IG said, what was the name of the book? That was the theology of time. Huh? What happened? Oh, you had a question too?
I had a question.
You was about to add on? Go ahead.
I just wanted to, like, you know, just to show and prove about how things change. Let's just look at it like this. You know, and not to take away from what anything or from what the God's saying, because I'm just adding on. Because I agree. And this is certain things that my brother done taught me. Every 7 years, every seven years, your mind changes. You want to show and prove? Let's do it. At 7, you wasn't thinking like how you were 7 years before that. At 14, you wasn't thinking like you was 7. At 21, you were thinking like you was 14. So what I'm saying is, when you want to break down that 25,000, and when you dealing with it when you look at it as yourself, in yourself, let's break it down to the minute cycle of 25 days. Like me and the guy was talking about, like 20, like, think about it. You have the ability to change. You have the ability to, like, when I'm just trying to, really what I'm trying to do is just to bring it home within self. So I'm not taking nothing from you, IC. I'm not taking nothing from you, Freedom. I'm just adding on. Like, we have to really bring ourselves into these lessons, into whatever we study. If it don't make sense, leave it alone. So every 25 days, what can you do? Every day, every 24, like the guy said, every 24 hours, what can you do to make your life better? That's the tough part. And we know it. I know it. We know it. That's the thing. Peace, God. I mean, can we add?
We did have some questions. We did have some questions.
I think we want to stay on track because, you know, we
Well,
are
no,
dealing with,
you
you know,
know,
the
I
history.
don't want to get off track.
That's how you're on point, God. It's levels to this. There's levels to this, God.
There's definitely levels to it. So, yo, God, I do want to get hit up on these questions. I got a few on Instagram that I want to throw out there to the cipher, and then one on YouTube. Do y'all believe white people are genetically inclined to be violent and evil? I see. You want to take that one?
What I'll say is this. If we look at history, you know, we can see that, you know, we've seen violence all throughout history, through all kinds of people. You know, so I think people in general have a genetic, you know, inclination towards violence. You know, I wouldn't say that's just white people. You know, I think people of all, you know, shades and colors, you know, had a propensity for, you know, for violence or whatever. Now, genetically inclined, you know, I'm familiar with the I'm familiar with the ideology, and what I say is this: when we deal with the nature in which the individuals were brought up and thinking about, and I'm dealing with a lot of research that comes out of a particular book. You know, even though some of it comes from other places, but one particular book that's in my mind, particular, is a book called The Iceman Inheritance. Nice. And you know, this book just explained how coming out of a climate like Europe, when it's such a hostile climate to the people, it produces a hostile nature in the people. You know, this is why the idea of the God that they purport is hostile, vengeful. You understand what I'm saying? And this comes out of the culture of the people. You know, when you come out of a frigid environment and it's harsh to you, and you don't have abundance of food, you know, you have to kill what you're going to eat, and you have to catch it. You know, and this is the course of the life, everyday life that you have to live. So I would think that, you know, somehow, some way in the culture of those people, they would have some type of a, you know, propensity for, you know, a harshness in their culture. You know, just due to the environment that they had to come out of, in contrast to original people that's on the other side, and they're in an environment that's, you know, sunny, you know, abundance of food and fruits and animals and you know, sunshine and water. Everything is abundant. It's flowing. Land of riches. You know, it's paradise. You know, these people are not going to have such a harsh, you know, exterior. They're not going to have you know, a propensity, you know, for violence to the same degree.
Right.
Not saying they won't have it. I just don't think that it would be to the same degree because life didn't put those type of environments and conditions upon them to have that built up in their culture the way they had to in the more harsh environment. So this is the only way that I can rationalize, you know, that being to have any type of validity, you know, if it does. However, if it does, that's only to say, you know, we're only speaking about the environments of these individuals. But however, the propensity for violence exists in both. We know that. It may be more on one than the other, and in some cases we've shown that that's not even the case.
Right.
You know, that's the best way I can answer that question.
Can I add on, God?
Come on, God.
All right. Peace, God. Yes, sir. And I agree with everything you said. Dealing with the biological psychiatric side of it, the European, based on biological evidence, okay? The European secretes a 5% level of melanin. I'm going to repeat that again. The European, or what we call the white man, secretes a 5% level of melanin. That affects his psyche. That affects his thinking. That affects his well-being. That affects the way he thinks and the way he acts. So when the brother asked about a genetic reason, that's what I took out of it. Basically, you want a genetic reason to why these motherfuckers do what they do. Excuse my language. It's because of the melanin secretion on a microcosmic level. That's why I say I agree with the God. But we can so improve these things on a microcosmic level as well as a macrocosmic level. On a physical level, mental level, whatever you want to prove. Okay? But I'm keeping it simple for the question that was at hand as far as why do these motherfuckers do what they do? And I'm sorry for getting a little bit excited, but it's because of the melanin secretion that these people don't have. They don't have the melanin. They are not original. We can take it back to the knowledge degree. It's the knowledge build day, or if it's past 12, I don't know what time it is, God, you know. But we dealing with the knowledge. They not the original man. Why are they not the original man? Because they don't possess the melanin content that we have. So automatically, they're not thinking like we are. They're not moving like we are. They don't have the, you see what I'm saying? I'm a peace, God.
Peace.
They don't have it. They ain't original.
Come on, IC, because I see you ready to.
No, peace. No, I was saying that we had some questions coming in.
Yeah. We did. That was what the guy was taking off on that question. You know, that's what it was.
No, the guy, you know, he was getting passionate about that one.
Hold on, let me see. Let me get the line back up. So
I hope that answered the last question.
Yeah, I will. That did answer the last question. Because the guy went into it to answer it. So I had some questions on IG. And yeah, man, if y'all got questions, man, please drop them and add them on, man, so we can get them answered for you. So we wanna just go through that. I think we had one on YouTube. A real devil is any man made weak and wicked, or any live grafted journal from the original true indeed. Peace, God. Absolutely, man.
I say any grafted man.
Oh, that's right. Is the build principle taking action on knowledge gained so something can be born in the physical? Is the build principle taking action on knowledge gained so something can be born in the physical?
That's the way you see it, and you can point it out.
Yeah.
I can see that. I mean, I can see it.
I'm
I can
trying to
it.
see, is that a question? Is he asking that, or is that just, you know what I'm saying, how he see it? But like the guy said,
Well, it's because I mean, when something is being built, the knowledge has to be being activated in it.
true.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same principle with it being born. Once it's being built, it can't do nothing else but be born.
True.
That's why whether you're on a positive or a negative, it's gonna be made manifest, and the individual gonna be able to see it.
True.
Everything is real.
Yeah, true. Man.
You could say you dealing with something one way, but once it's made manifest, once it's built and it's born, you can see it. It's a cipher. It exists. The whole thing. You know, so yeah.
Peace, God.
If the build principle is activating, it got to be activating because the knowledge had already been there. 7 principles before.
I know that's right. Yeah. And now too, God, to that, just to keep adding on to that. Like we talked about, you went into it a little bit earlier, in terms of like, how do we renew our history? Right? I was taught renewing your history, man, is taking the time to, in a sense, upgrade yourself every month. For me, that the Parliament, Universal Parliament, was always a symbol for renewing of the history, because this is the time that we was able to come together as a nation, engage now versus what degrees last time I seen you. Not to mention, updates in our nation, what's happening and what's advancing and what we doing as a nation and as a culture and as a collective, indifferent from what we were doing and what we had going on last month. You know what I mean? So the renewal of the history, like we said, we able to write our history in advance. We plan what we gonna do in advance. The God said it earlier. A day in the life of God is like unto 1,000 years. So every 25 days, that's how we. That's one way we see it, where you getting the 25,000 years. God, now God, I was gonna ask you too. Can you when you go into like the procession of the houses? I heard you talk about like the degrees of change in terms of the procession of the house, and it's calculated. Every degree moves, but how do we calculate, and how is the science of the procession of the house is dealt with in terms of a great year? Because we touched on a great year earlier, and
okay.
I want to go into that. What is a great year, and what do we talk about when we going into that?
Okay, so when we're going into a great year, we're dealing with the cycle that the sun goes through, the complete zodiac. We'll look at it like this. You have a 360-degree cipher that the sun goes in. And each degree, it takes the sun 72 years to travel 1 degree in this 360-degree cipher. And in this 360-degree cipher, each zodiac sign takes up 1 space of 30 degrees. That splits this cipher up into 12 sections called houses. And each house is made up of 30 degrees. And the sun traveling through each house at 72 years, each degree, for 30 degrees. And so if the first house is Aries, then it's going to take the sun 72 years times 30 to travel through the house of Aries. And when the sun travels through this house of Aries, at 72 years a degree. We call this an age. The age of Aries.
That'd be the house, right?
That's the house, yes.
Yeah.
But however, once the sun travels through this house or this sign,
Yeah, that's
it's called an age.
right.
Like, for example, we are, or just have left or are leaving the Pisces, the age of Pisces, or the Piscean age, and entering into, or have entered into the into the age of Aquarius. So this is why in the scriptures you have individuals like Jesus, and he's styled as a fish, and he was a fisher of men. You have parables about him feeding multitudes of people, with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. So this was one of the symbols of Jesus and the age of Pisces. And then you have Jesus prophesizing later on that the next individual will be taking you, what was it said? How did he say it? That he would be a bringer of water. He was describing the age of Aquarius being upon us or coming upon us. And the next individual, this is where it takes. This is just the metaphor has been styled in scripture.
No doubt, God. And
Talking about the ages.
And too, God, for anybody just hopping on the live, since we've been on here, we've been going through it a lot of ways. Like we said, renewing your history is not only, understanding how this works on a larger scale. We deal with the micro and the macro. As above, so below. You know what I'm saying? I know me. I pride myself on being able to show and prove and build on it, not only in the esoteric, but in the reality. We talked about how if you want to renew your history, plan what you're gonna do in advance.
You use your daily mathematics.
God, absolutely. Like what the God said, use your supreme mathematics.
We can keep it simple. We can go city science or house science. God.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We're dealing with it all.
Absolutely, God.
However, the question was asked, and we're going into it. We're addressing the questions of the people as well.
Oh, absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Can I add on to what I
Come on, God.
Because I ain't no static, is it, God?
No, Bill, God.
The chronology of what I see was building on, I definitely agree with. And I just want to add on, like, it's different. The guy said before we even got on this, it's different levels to this. It's different levels of understanding. Okay? We have to start looking at things in a different, higher meaning of light. This is for those that are tuning in that are not of these teachings, okay? To add on, I just want to add on the Moses thing. Moses, the golden calf, right? The whole Moses thing, according to science and time and dealing with that Bible, was in the age of, the sun was in the age of Taurus. Would you agree, God? Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So the guy was right and exact on that. But when we, and it's not what I'm saying and what I'm adding on to is not to take away from what the guy said. That's why I just added on to, we have to start looking at things in a higher meaning. And when the guy said there's different levels to this, it is. Because on one level, you have different bodies of knowledge that are looking at these things in it just according to the Bible. We just dealing with the Bible right now. They look at these things in an astrological way. So that's what we dealing with. Okay. Now you can also look at these things in a anatomy in a pathological way. Okay? And this is just where I'm just trying to add on. And there's different levels to this shit. Okay? Hold on, go ahead, guy. Go ahead.
When you dealing with
And
the
too,
Bible
God, you
anyway,
don't have to speak so hard into the mic.
sorry.
You good? Go ahead.
when you're dealing with the Bible anyway, you gotta think. It's the sun book.
Peace.
You know what I'm saying? Helio Biblios.
Indeed.
You know, it's a book based on that.
Indeed.
You know, when you're dealing with the esoteric science of it anyway.
Right.
You know.
So,
We have any other questions?
No. Please delineate real and esoteric gods.
Say that again.
Well, I would say to that point, you know, like you said, that's I would say that's really where we was kind of coming from, too, on that. Well, she was just saying, just basically what we was doing, just separating the esoteric from the real. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, just going through what's the city. And somebody else said, I seen. She said, define esoteric, the real and esoteric. So for me, and I would say too, Sister Shamika, that's essentially where we was just at. You know, I seen one guy said on YouTube, the high science and the city science. So for me, the real science is not only your physical application to where the guy was going through the applicable science of astronomy, and just like, you know, I seen somebody you know, just talking about how we talking about things thousands of years ago, and we talking about houses and 25,000 year cycles. You know, this is the real science. You know, that's why we went to astronomy, because astrologers use these same clocks. Astronomers use a solar calendar. Astronomers understand the Earth's position in the universe by understanding and being able to interpret where Earth is in accordance with all the other planets and stars in the solar system around it. Like our North Star. This is why people in the southern hemisphere can't see the northern star, and the people in the northern hemisphere can't see the Southern Cross. But at different times of the year, as this planet rotates on this axis and goes through the different seasons, different places in the hemisphere are able to see different stars because we're rotating around the sun. The further we get away from the sun, the colder it gets. The closer we are to the sun, the hotter it gets. So as well as we have a bigger cycle, that there are stars that are more visible to that have been more visible to us in the past 1,000 years that are no longer visible to us. You have stars that people, like, for example, people wonder how the Dogon had knowledge of Sirius B for thousands of years. You know, understand what I'm saying? And really, when you go into it, what you'll begin to understand is that because stars weren't always in the same position that they are now, that this a tribe that's been around hundreds of years, that's in a totally different part of the world, and was able to see Sirius B because of the specific position of the Earth. So now, as these positions, this is why for the European scientists, I don't want to just necessarily call them Europeans, but just a lot of scientists in general, they would say, and they had thought that the star Sirius B, they thought this was a new discovery. They thought, yo, what is this, a brand new star? And then they figured out that, yo, the people of the Dogon, they knew about Sirius B hundreds of years before they discovered it, because these stars were in different positions as the planet Earth was moving on this procession through houses. So when the guy went through, like when you was going through the zodiac, that's just building on that science in a simple science, in a simple form that you can understand and you can interpret in a basic sense. But when we go through astrology and how astrologers and astro architects and these professionals who study the position of the stars and study where we are, that's the real science. Now, the esoteric, I think, is what we was going through in terms of applying it to life, God, and saying, yo, this is how it apply to me. This is how I can understand it. But come on, RC, what you was going?
Say, so there was a statement made in regards to us speaking about things that was, thousands of years old. I mean, we're speaking about a 25,000 year calendar.
Absolutely.
And what's the problem with speaking about history that takes you back into thousands of years? I mean, this is knowledge. You understand? So, I mean, I really don't understand the significance of that statement. But we're talking about a 25,000 year calendar. And we're talking about the certain equations that I was given in regards to the circumference of the 360 degree cipher and the sun traveling. And the years in regards to that was just giving an example, and so people could just see it clearly in regards to what we're talking about in regards to this 25,000 year cycle and where it comes from, because it is a reality that cycle is in existence and it's still going today and it's still being tracked, and you can buy books today that's still being published that is recording these cycles from as long as they can in regards to what year book you buy. It's called ephemeris. You understand what I'm saying? So these cycles of time are still being dealt with. It may not be your forte or whatever it is you may be interested in. However, it's a science that exists.
On a minute level, you can get it from CVS. It's called the Old Farmer's Almanac. And I'm not joking about this, and it's not to be taken lightly.
Oh, Bill, God.
It's called the Old Farmer's Almanac. You can get it from your local CVS, Rite Aid, or anything. They've been tracking the science of this planet for many years. The God not playing. He real. I'm just adding on, God. It's right and exact. You know what I'm saying? But, to bring it up to the people again, I think, you know what I'm saying? Pardon myself. I think I'm here to really just try to shoot to the people that don't know. I know we here for our brothers and our sisters. Peace to the guys in the earth, no doubt. But for the people that's tuned in and don't know, these things have been out there in plain sight. In plain sight. If you want to see what's been going on with the earth or what was coming up, just on, you want to study and you don't want to get into this and that, go buy your Old Farmer's Almanac. They gonna give you a so-called prediction of the sun, moon, and stars on a astronomy level. You know what I mean? But we have to start looking at these things of ourselves. Like the gods, they brought up the zodiac. The zodiac and all of these things was drawn up on man in the circulation of blood circulation in oneself. Blood circulation, the same things that go on within your human body that you can't see on a microcosmic level, like Minister Freedom said. These same things that go on a microcosmic level, they go on a macrocosmic level. Meaning that these things happen in the planets, the solars, the sun, moon, and stars.
Oh, real quick, God.
God.
No, you good, God. You good. I just wanted to take this quick question real quick, man. So, this brother Anthony J, man, I think he really seemed like he must don't really know about who we are as a culture. As of right now, man, there is no law school in Chicago. However, there's a very active cipher of brothers and sisters in Chicago, man, who are making a strong change in the community, man. And if you're interested, we can connect you with those guys at no limit of time. You know what I mean? They hold universal parliaments once a month. That God hold classes. I actually just left out of a class in Chicago virtually before I hopped into our podcast tonight, man. So yeah, the 5% Nation is live and direct in Chicago. And I mean, I see some talk in the comments about us and the Nation of Islam. I mean, my man, this ain't a compare and contrast. I think the brother was kind of saying what have we built as a nation, and what did we made manifest as a 5% culture. I mean, you know, I would just say, man, that, you know, this ain't a like I said, this ain't a compare and contrast. We're not here to talk about nobody. However, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of youth, of young people, of young men and women that who have taught and who have learned from, you know, what we taught, you know what I mean, and what we teach. We about the community, man. We not about necessarily about a school. You know, our school is on the street corners. Our school is wherever. We teach wherever. This ain't a religion, my man. The Nation of Islam is a religion. You know, that's why they have a mosque. That's why they had a mosque number 1 and mosque number 2. So, you know, we not necessarily a program. We not a religion. This is a culture. This is a way of life. So the school is wherever there are 3 or more gods at to teach. You know, wherever there's one God to come teach and come add on, then there's a school. You know, however, we do have you do have several schools and centers and established law youth centers across the country. You got the Law Youth Center in Newark. You know, our big brother Supreme Elevation, man, he running a great program out there in Newark, man. Of course, we got the law school in Mecca, the law school in Medina. It's a law school in Kemet, which is Rochester, New York, man. I mean, it's been a couple schools out here in DMECCA. As well as other places, man. You know, so we here to teach, man. Come on, God. Come on.
Yeah, I just like to add on to that.
I know you was coming.
You know, I always give the example that, like you said, it's not a compare and contrast because, you know, the Nation of Islam does what the Nation of Islam do. You know, when they have their businesses, they have their businesses, and, you know, they're fruitful. You know, they're productive. You know, and I support them when I can, when I see them.
I know that's right.
You know, I always support them when I see them. But however, when you ask, you know, well, what are y'all doing? What are y'all put forth? What you have to do is take it upon yourself to go out into your community, and go out into your state, go out into the 50 states, and we're gonna just deal with it within the 50 states, and find out and ask and inquire about how many individuals you could come in contact with that are 5%ers to have functional businesses in your community, in your area. You know, probably right around where you're at or whatever. Because we're not a group or organization that moves like that to where we have a nation store that you could go and support. You know, we have individuals in the nation that have plenty of businesses. That's what we have. We have plenty of individuals that have businesses spread out all over. You know, and so that's how we add on to the community and the society. You know, not with one nation business here that you can go and support, or one nation business here, or even a nation franchise. You know, we have, you know, productive individuals in your community that is dealing with business continuously. You know, every day. And they're tax-paying businesses, upstanding businesses. You know, and so this is how I see the reality of how we're adding on in regards to what are we doing in the communities, how can you see us? You know, but you have to take that undertaking on your own so you can go and see it and show and prove it.
True.
You know, it's not really up to us to put it in your face so you can see what we're doing, because we don't move like that.
True indeed, God. True indeed, God. So yes, man. This been a super dope build, man. As always, y'all know how we do when the guys is in the building. We is definitely gonna kick it all the way live, man. You know how we do it, man. We just coming to bring the teachers, man, bring the way of life. And oh yeah. No, Anthony, man. No, definitely, man. We civilized, man. We just because we don't. It may be some things that we don't agree about, or people may not agree, or we may not see things the same way, man. We still could be respectful and give answers in a respectful manner, man, and keep it right and exact, man. We brothers, you know what I'm saying? And brothers don't always agree. Family don't always agree. However, what I would say the name of the game is, what we do want to find out is what can we agree on? You know what I'm saying? Yes, where that comment at? I think that's on YouTube. Any schools in Philly? Yes, man, there's a beautiful law school in Philly. Yes, out there in Power here. The guys they actually still still working to further expand it and do some work on it. But yes, it's definitely a school in Philly. I forgot about that. Damn. Ooh, I forgot. Big Jewel.
Yes.
Big Jewel right
Yes.
there, man. That's a school I still ain't been to. Big, beautiful school, too. Couple floors. God, I just seen the videos from a law school in Mecca page. God, yes. NOBR555 on YouTube. Yes, it is a school in Philly, man. What you do, bro, hit the link on our site or go to the 5percentconnection.com, man. And drop your info in there, man, and we'll connect you we'll connect you to the gods and earths out there, man. And the babies. Yeah. Say God Allah prophesied this idea many moons ago. This manifestation attracted my babies. Peace to the gods and earths. Yeah, man, God,
Peace,
God Allah probably dropped a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? That will be you talk about the same God Allah I'm talking about. But the God dropped a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit that you may have thought was like, yo, the God was out there, but he was dropping. So I remember the God said, "Shit, the problem is quick. God, we need to get our bread together, God, and send the young guys out, and they can all be on bikes and just have backpacks and just go out there and teach." And I really thinking like, yo, God, that's a good ass idea. I want to see that shit come manifest. So, yo, God, the God gonna tell you, the God's a high science. Oh, God loves a high scientist now. You know what I'm saying? This I remember. I wasn't even in the speaking yet, and I remember getting into speaking and hearing people say shit like, "Yo, a good speech is an hour, hour and 20 minutes." but what I was always say is, "Yo, I know guys who build longer than that." You know what I'm saying? God, word is bond, man. I know some guys that can build. An hour, that ain't nothing. Let's go. And the God is one of those supreme scientists, man, who always came with that fire build, man. So yeah, this the God and Earth Hour podcast, man. We about to get ready to get up out of there. I know a few guys. I hope that guys come together and really build something tangible, like more schools to teach our people. No doubt, man. Well, Anthony J. 1,000 was that 10,000, man. What I would say is, man, is that the big part of it, man. And one thing I always got from the culture, the guys never been the type. Allah wasn't putting all his eggs in one basket, God. That's why when you listen to the Otisville tape, he said, "I really don't have a program." He wasn't really putting all his. He understood that if you taught the youth, and that if you let them gave it to away and gave it to them in a manner that they could understand, as well as the freedom to say, to remove the law over their head, and then to say, "Yo, go and each one teach 9. Go out and then bring somebody back with you. Get them as they are."
And every school has a success rate.
Oh, my
and you have
goodness.
schools opening all the time. You know, you have schools closing. And you have schools opening continuously. You know, and out of every one of those schools, there is a success rate. You understand? There are children that come to every one of them schools to get open and get taught. You know, now, how many of them? That's up, to each school. You know, but one is enough in this day and time. However, we striving to get as many as we can. And that's what each school does. That's what each school does, and that's what we're gonna continue to do. And I'm with you. We need to get more schools open. And get more youth in them schools, filling them schools up, and getting their minds right. I'm with you on that, 100%. Just don't think that duty is not being done.
Word. Oh yeah, we definitely on it. So yo, wise magnetic, man. We come on here, the God and Earth Hour podcast, man. It's usually about 10 o'clock But, you know, sometimes we be having some technical difficulties,
Yeah,
man.
it
You
was
know,
a
it's
little
hard.
late tonight.
It's hard to put the guys on the clock, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're usually gonna be getting the podcast going sometime in between 10 and 11. So, you know what I mean? We get in there between 10 and 11, man. So, next up, before we get up out of here, man, please drop any questions that you have. We're gonna bring the Earth up to the stage, man. Did you want to build? No. Huh? Oh, I think we gonna have the. Yeah, we may have the Earth. We may not know the Earth was. I know it's getting a little late, so it'd be hard to get the Earths in here late, man. You know, y'all know the Earths be laying down, man. It be the gods. We be in here late night. But we wanted to have the Earth in here because y'all know this is the God and Earth Hour joint. We was gonna bring the Earth up to build, to come add on to the cipher real quick. You know what I'm saying? And then after the Earth, we gonna bring the guys back so we can take these last couple questions and get up out of here, man. So let's bring the Earth up. We're gonna see what the Earth. I know the Earth got some add on and want to add on to the cipher and maybe on the build. We can't have the God and Earth Hour podcast, man, without the Earth. You know what I'm saying? So we a nation about the gods and the Earths. You know what I mean? And the Earth is the black woman. So. Without further ado, I'm gonna bring to the stage the Earth DMECCA Freedom Earth so she can add on. Peace, Earth, peace.
Peace to the gods and the earths.
Boom.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
So Earth, just to kind of give you a context, and I know you was checking out a little bit. We just been talking about renewing your history. You know what I mean? And just the cycles that we go through in the physical form and all that. So Earth for you, you know, and I know you probably got some a little bit of Earth science that you want to go through, but just, you know, how do you you know, we just want knowledge your build. I mean, if you want to go into today's mathematics or just, you know, how you see renewing your history, you know, it's up to you.
Well, I can say that how I see today's mathematics is knowledge build or destroy. And knowledge obviously is information, and build is to construct or deconstruct. And as you were building, I think one thing that stood out the most to me was when you were talking about renewing your history. So one thing that would be very befitting in renewing your history is taking new information and adding it on to you, body and mind. So I want to build on the importance of fasting. So I don't know if people know really what fasting is or what it means, but there's many different ways you can fast. At least in this day and age, or that's what I'm seeing throughout society as well as the internet. We have a lot of quick fixes through dieting and meal planning and things of that nature. So if you can just basically be more mindful with the things that you put into your mind as well as your body, the better off you'll be. I would say the 8th element on the periodic table is oxygen. So being mindful of the way that you breathe and your breath, and being mindful of how much oxygen you're intaking, and like I said, just being more mindful of your breath.
And if I would ask you just in going back to fasting, can you go a little bit more into what fasting does in terms of like its effect on the body? Like, how does fasting physically renew the body? Because, you know, that's something. Of course, we know that's something that we teach. In terms of, like, you know, when a person come into knowledge, we taught that they supposed to fast.
Absolutely.
You know, because they renewing something. So what does it do when you fast? Like what's happening with the body?
You basically send your body through a process of rejuvenation. So you give your body time to cleanse itself. The stomach actually shuts down, and it's able to use that energy inward to repair cells, vital cells on a like cellular level, as well as being able to cognitively think better, you know, more faster, being able to be, your senses are, some people report that their senses are heightened. You also, after 20, I would say 48 hours, you start to get like a film on your tongue, which also is an indication of the detoxing process.
Word.
So if you see that, that's actually a good sign. Some people report headaches, some people report dizziness, and that's okay because you're actually starving the sugar or the caffeine or whatever it is that you've been eating over a period of time within your body. You're starving it. So you give your body a chance to basically rejuvenate. You give it a chance to repair itself and to, like I said, go inward and, you know, pull the best parts out of yourself. So obviously it's a deconstruction process because sometimes outwardly it could be very difficult for you to, you know, withstand from food. When you have a good support system, that's a part of the construction process. Because a good support system also, you know, scientifically speaking, it helps. It helps to have a good support system. So when you have that and you're able to basically go through that process, you know, mentally it makes you stronger, and it also makes you able to withstand more in the future. So if you wanted to fast in different types of ways, your body's able to do that, as well as being able to build your immune system and strengthen it actually more than I see a comment and it says,
I do
when
got a
should we
few.
fast?
Yeah, no, I was just about to throw it at you. It was
Oh,
a couple of them.
well,
The first one was, can you build on verbal or social fast for the youth?
Well, verbal fasting would be obviously withstanding from speaking and saying certain things
Word.
to people. You know, people that don't serve you in any way, shape, or form, as well as just choosing not to speak to certain people and, you know, circumstances and things, you know. So verbal fasting would be, that would be one. And social fasting, obviously, that's a given. I personally feel as though we should not expose our children prematurely to the internet. So I think that parents who have, you know, exposed their child to the internet in a healthy way, I do think that they should take time to, you know, have them take a break from it as well and unplug, so to speak. They need to take a break from it.
So when should we fast? I mean, I would think the real question would be not only when should we, but how often. I would think.
Well, I can only speak for self, and I know me personally, I fast every 3 to 4 days out of each month, or at least I strive to. And when you're consistently doing that, your body is already, you know, in the process of, you know, knowing what's coming.
Right.
And when you purposefully eat, you're also fasting, meaning you're abstaining away from certain things. Fasting, in a definition, is abstaining from. So, like I said, there's many different ways that you can fast. So
Here's another one for you, Earth. Sign G on YouTube said, "Can a woman fast on her cycle?"
absolutely, yes.
Nice.
And you can, in the way that a woman can fast on her cycle, actually, is through a liquid diet. Just tea, water, and a tea I can recommend is red raspberry. Red raspberry actually helps to tone the uterus as a woman is mincing, as well as water. To try to stay away from the sweets because, you know, sugar doesn't really help. It actually harms the body and makes you cramp more. Whereas cinnamon, which is a spice, but it's also a herb, which is also nature's medicine. I don't know. I think my mic went
You
out.
good?
Oh, okay.
You
But yeah, cinnamon is actually a herb that helps to calm the uterus as well in regards to cramping. So
good deal. Peace,
Yeah.
Earth. So Earth, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for coming in and adding on with us, Earth. It's been a absolute pleasure having you in here for your build. You know, it's a regular treat. Trying to work to make sure we get you on here a little bit more. So, Earth, I appreciate you. Thank you. Anything you want to say before you get up out of here? Where can the people find you if they want to follow you or check you out or check out your content and what you do?
Well, I have 2 business pages.
Check.
I can hear it now. Yeah, I can hear it now. Okay. I have 2 business pages where you can find me at. Adorned by Mecca, ADORNED by Mecca. I make waist beads. I do a number of things. However, waist beads is just my creative space to help other women and queens, be able to see the beauty in themselves and bring it out. And my other page is the Root Herbal Apothecary. And that is an online apothecary that you can come to for all your needs in regards to skin problems. That's one thing that I specialize in is skin problems. People who have eczema, alopecia, dryness, just overall in general dryness. And just hit me up in my inbox if you have any problems because, again, it all starts in the diet. So you want to look at what you eat and what you put into your mouth. As a precursor to why your skin looks and feels the way that it does. And really quick, going back to oxygen, making sure you're breathing correctly. When you don't breathe correctly, when you don't give your brain and your cells enough oxygen, you cannot function correctly at all either. So being more mindful of sitting up straight and breathing. And taking those purposeful breaths that helps to de-stress as well. So that's another part of the construction, within, and information you could take in regards to today's mathematics. So I appreciate you for having me on, God.
Peace, Earth. Oh no, ain't no question. Earth
Yeah.
is the pleasure. It's all mine. That's what fam Wise Magnetic said in the comments, man. Can we have more Earths on the program? My daughter
Absolutely.
be watching with me.
Absolutely, we working on it.
working
I actually
on it. I know
build.
that's right.
I'm building with 2 Earths right now. And formulating some topics that we can discuss. So they'll be coming in the next up and coming weeks. So yeah, there will definitely be more Earths for
All right.
sure.
Let's do it, Earth. All right. So I'm about to get the guys back on here. And real quick, Earth, I think you did have a last minute question. Can
Sure.
you give an example of breathing?
So you wanna, obviously sometimes subconsciously we slouch, so you want to open up your pathways and your lungs by, correcting your posture, and you want to breathe through your nose first and hold and out through your mouth. And when you do those cleansing breaths a couple times, that actually slows the heart rate down, and it actually brings the cortisol levels down, and it helps to basically de-stress yourself subconsciously. You de-stress. Sometimes we just, subconsciously go, but if we actually try to do that consciously for maybe 1 or 2 minutes when we're in our office cubicles, or, we're in the middle of being on social media or whatever, I think that can be a good way to help with the stress and help to deal with people, so to speak, on the job or whatever throughout the day. So yeah.
Word up, Earth.
Thank you.
Earth, thank you. Y'all show the Earth some love. Make sure y'all follow her on Instagram, and we got you, man. So I'm gonna bring the guys back on here, man, so we can leave some closing remarks, man, before we get up out of here. Thank you, Earth.
Okay.
Peace. Peace to the guys. Y'all can come back up now. Before we get up out of here, I know IC. Shamika Nichols said the most effective way to breathe is by bringing the air down towards the belly. As the diaphragm contracts, the belly expands and fills the air with lungs. Belly breathing is efficient because it pulls the lungs downward. Absolutely, yeah. Peace, Queen. I like that add-on. Yep. Say, turn my mic up, son. Sound better?
Peace.
Peace to God. Peace, guys. So yeah, man, what a bill, what a cipher. It's been one for it's definitely been one for the books tonight, gentlemen. What y'all say, man? Any add-ons? I know y'all was over there listening and tuning in.
No, I appreciate the bill. I appreciate, you know what I'm saying? We gotta keep things balanced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keep things balanced and always get the earth's perspective. You know.
Absolutely.
You know, it's the God and the earth hour.
Ain't no question.
You know.
Absolutely, guys. So yeah, man, we about to get ready to get up out of here. We usually try to keep this thing going for an hour, man. We know we got it in here late. Oh yeah, man, we gonna keep it coming. Y'all make sure y'all keep coming through, man, and keep supporting us, man. And we gonna keep it coming live, man. And if you haven't already, man, like and follow the stream. If you want to support us, man, and help us keep this thing going, man, you can support us with monetary donations, man, at the 5percentconnection.live/tips, man, and we're going to keep it rocking. Please follow us on YouTube, man. We working to touch 1,000 subscribers, man, so that we can bring some more premium content to you. So if you're on YouTube and you check out YouTube, go follow the 5% Connection. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers, man, so we can keep kicking this thing all the way live and reach more people, man. Listen, if you didn't know, we in here and we doing this every Tuesday and Friday, man. Me and my man IC for sure, man. I know Master Love say he gonna be in here with us, keeping it rocking and keeping it going. We're gonna be keeping a cold and powerful topic. We're gonna keep going through these lessons. We're gonna keep holding it down. Say peace, deadbeat boy, man. I appreciate it. Say we held it down last night on the KP podcast. Yeah, oh yeah, man. You know we ain't holding them up. You know what I'm saying? I was really telling the guys we wanted to really focus on the teachings, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't about to spend too much time, going back and forth and talking about brothers and arguing about shit that's basic and irrefutable, man. So yeah, we gonna keep it coming, man. I see anything you wanna say, God, and add on, man.
You know, as usual, I want to say peace to everybody. You know, thank you for coming through. Thank you for listening. You know, I always love the interaction. You know, the questions, being able to go back and forth, and being able to feed what's on you all minds as well. You know, so continue to keep coming back. You know, tell a friend, tell a partner, tell a family member, hopefully, we got some intriguing conversations for other individuals to come and, partake in. And, let's keep this thing going and, say peace to everybody.
Word. Peace to the God. Master Love. God, come on up. What you got to say, man?
All right. Well, okay. Well, it did. Yeah. Well, I'm a fan of the studio myself. You already know that, so I ain't going to let this about to fall off. Cause I don't have the money to replace it. I'm gonna close out how I close out every time. Today's mathematics. We dealing with knowledge born with certain people's mind. We know at the equality hour certain things change, but neither here or there. Practice personal hygiene and wash your ass. I'm going to always close out with that. And I'm going to find a way to relate today's mathematics to that.
Say be clean. Say be
clean. Be clean, man. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Peace. Peace to the God.
Say in the words of old Red Fox, wash your ass.
Word up.
Yeah, God, we definitely gotta get you on here, man. You wanna get on here, God? Yo, send us a DM, man. Send me a DM, God, if I ain't already got your math. If I got your math, call me, man, and we can put it together. We set a date, man, and we bring it and we build with you, man. So yeah. We that's what we here to do, man. We want to connect with the gods and the earth, man. We want to create a platform where we could build about our culture and our way of life and teach in our own space, man. We don't need nobody else to define our narrative. You know what I mean? There's so many other people out there, putting out literature and writing books about who the 5% are, man, and very little content, very little people that's actually living this culture and that's a part of this culture, talking about this culture, man. So, that's what we here for, man. Hit me up. Remain Real Tommy. Yo, hit me, send me a DM, man. If you got my math in me, I'm with building with anybody. So yeah, show us some support. Shamiki, yo, thank you for liking the stream. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Says we looking to push the bar, man. So yo, if you've been tuning in with us the whole time, if you missed the whole episode, man, you can catch the full replay. If you with us on Instagram, you can go on YouTube and watch the full replay. You can go on Facebook and watch the full replay. Or if you into streaming You can also go to Spotify and all streaming platforms and download the full episode, man, if you just want to listen to the audio. And make sure you show us some love, man. Like I said, we got merch, we got t-shirts, we got hats. Check out our merch store, man. It's directly linked on our Instagram. Just hit the store button, man, and you can see everything that we got going on. KnowledgeOfSelfStore.com. We still got the nectar of the gods on deck, man. If you're interested in some powerful herbal juice straight from DMECCA, hit us up. Other than that, man, we will catch y'all on Friday, live and direct, man. We'll be back in the building. We ain't gonna keep y'all here all night, man. We're gonna leave y'all in the same universal way that we greeted y'all, and that's peace.